So
Nice.
I wanted to start with the Torah service because there's a couple of parts to it. And next week, Tuesday, is Simchat Torah. So if you go to your services, what we do is we take out all the Torahs, we dance with them. They set up 2 Torahs on 2 tables. And people who want aliyahs stand in front of the table. So I have 2 of the readings. There's 5 readings. And everybody is supposed to get an aliyah. So my readings are from V'zot HaBracha at the end of the Torah. We open it all the way up. And I do reading 4 and 5. But the thing is, for everybody to get an aliyah, we have to read fast, like speed reading. So we have to learn to read it. You have to know it perfectly and to really read it fast so that everybody can get an aliyah. And we do it every year. And then we take the Torahs and we go outside and we dance with them. So I have to go over those readings every year and make sure I can do it very quickly. All right, let me just take a quick roll call. Is Denise here? Yes.
Here I am.
And Denise and Elizabeth, I see, and Dorothy
Here.
is here, and Janice, I think I said Janice. Janice, good.
Yes.
Nancy is here. I don't know what happened to Robin and Michelle. I think they may have dropped out. And I think Denise, I think Diane said it was her anniversary. She might be a little bit late. So I got that. Francine is here and Charlene is here. Okay, good. So the Torah service. I don't know. Raise your hand if you know how to do the Torah blessings.
You mean the aliyah blessings?
The Aliyah blessings, right. Okay, good. Both before and after. All right, does everybody know how you're called up? Okay, Francine, how were you called up? If they call you up for an Aliyah, how do you get called up?
By my Hebrew name, Tzipora Bat Moshe Ubrindel.
Good. So when you're called up for an Aliyah, it's your Hebrew name, daughter of Bat, and then your father's name and your mother's names. I'm also Tzipora. I am Tzipora Bat Henach Miriam. If you are a convert, then you are whatever your name is. There is Diane. Okay, hi Diane. If you are a convert to Judaism, then let's say your name is Tzipora. It would be Tzipora Bat Avraham Sarah.
Sarah, yeah.
So Abraham and Sarah, and that's how a convert would be called up. Now, just to remind you, when you are saying a mitzvah for somebody who's sick, that's always done with the mother's name. So if you're saying a get well, a refuah shlema, when they do that after the Torah service for a friend, you would say their Hebrew name. And if you don't know their Hebrew name, that's okay. You can just say their English name or their Hebrew name. And then you would say, if it's a woman, Bat, and then you would give her mother's name. You don't mention the father's name at all. That's when you're saying a prayer for get well, just Bat, the daughter of, and if it's a man, you would say, let's say Moshe, Ben, and his mother's name, because we're the ones that give birth to these people. So at least when you're saying a Misha Berach for them, you say it with the mother's name. But when you're called up for an aliyah with the Torah, you'll always be Bat, your father's name first, your mother's name. And if your father is a Kohen, it would be Bat, let's say Moshe HaKohen, and your mother's name. Some shuls still don't give the mother's name. They just do it by the father. That's okay. Whatever your shul does, that's your custom. You just go along with the custom. Okay, so I gave you 3 pages. And the first one says Torah service. So the Torah service has lots of nice melodies. The words on the top, Hotza'at HaTorah, mean taking out the Torah. Okay, Yotzei is go out. And the melody that we use is like this. Ein kamocha ve'elohim Adonai v'ein kama'asecha Malchutecha malchut kol olamim. Umemshaltecha bechol dor vador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch, leolam vaed. Adonai os liamo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. That's the first part. Now, what I wanted to just mention to you is the Torah on Shabbat, on Saturday morning, this central piece, the jewel of the service is the Torah, is the Torah service. That is the part that everybody is waiting for. And we're all standing like you would stand before royalty. When the Torah comes around, we kiss it, we revere it. Okay, so the kissing is you would take your prayer book different ways and you touch the cover of the Torah, or if you're wearing a talit, take the tzitzit and touch, so the Torah is dressed, right? Touch the cover, and you bring the thing which is sacred and you kiss it to your lips. You can just touch the cover of the Torah scroll with your hand and kiss that. But so there's the opening. And again, like royalty, the Torah is wearing a crown, right? Got a silver crown. So there's this whole feeling that this is the royalty. This is the jewel of the Jewish people. And the Torah is brought around so everybody has a chance to touch it. Okay. And I've always thought that was beautiful. And that's the thing I look forward to the most on Saturday morning services is the Torah reading and the rabbi's drash and how he will talk about, take something, a line or an idea from the Torah, and maybe it's something which is in the news, something has to do with judges or judging or whatever, and he will expand on that. Okay, so the first one, Ein Kamocha, there's nobody like you, God, Lord our God, and there's none like your works. For Ein Kama'asecha. Okay. And then it talks about Malchuta, your kingdom will be forever, Kol Olamim, and your governing, Umemshaltecha, in every generation, B'chol Dor Vador. Adonai Melech, God is king, there it says it. Adonai Malach, God ruled. Adonai Yimlo, God will rule. So we have present, past, and future tense. Yimlo, Leolam Va'ed means forever and ever. Adonai Oz is strong for his nation. La'amo, strength will give strength to the nation. Adonai Oz La'amo Yitain will give strength to the nation. Adonai Yivarech, God will bless et Amo, his nation, with peace. Okay, so those are very nice words about the rule of Adonai from the past, in the present, and the future. And we are the nation that is so lucky. Okay, so does anyone know this melody? Does anyone want to try it? Anyone want to read it? Well, we can all do it, and we'll do it slowly because this is a central piece of the whole service on Shabbat, and you want to be able to sing along. We won't sing, we'll just say it now. Okay, so let's see if we can get the words. I'll say a little bit of phrase at a time. Diane, is it your anniversary today?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Yom HaNisuim Sameach.
Thank you.
Say Todah.
Oh, Toda. And Chag Sameach, happy Sukkot.
Yes, now I was saying I was in a teepee this morning. We were having bagels in a teepee. It's a culture clash there. Okay, so follow after me, everybody. Ein kamocha
Ein
Ein Kamocha,
va'Elohim
Elohim,
Adonai
Adonai,
Ein
Ein
Ein,
Kuma'asecha.
Ma'asecha.
So you have two words there.
Kama.
There's kamocha and kuma'asecha. Okay, you know that, and when we do Ashrei, there's a lot of words with cha and in. Malchutecha,
Malchutecha,
malchut,
Malchut,
all olamim,
all
Olamim,
umemshaltecha,
Umemshaltecha,
bechol,
Bechol,
dor vador.
Dorvador,
Anyone know what dor vador means? Dor vador.
Generation to generation.
Right, dor is a generation, lidor, so dor vador. And your umemshaltecha, and your rule will be in every generation and generation to generation. Adonai melech,
Adonai
Melech,
Adonai malach,
Adonai Malach,
Adonai yimloch,
Adonai Yimloch,
leolam va'ed.
Olam Va'ed,
Leolam va'ed means forever and ever. Olam is world, but this expression means forever and ever. Leolam va'ed. Adonai Oz,
Adonai Oz,
strength. It also means glory. Le'amo
Le'amo,
yitain. I will
Yitain,
give glory to his nation. Adonai Yivarech
Adonai Yivarech,
et amo vashalom.
Amo Shalom.
Only wish that. So God will bless his nation with peace. Okay, so does this sound familiar? Does anyone go and
Oh, yeah.
Francine, does this,
Yes.
can you sing part of this? Ain come or whatever your melody is. What
Oh,
is-
it's very familiar.
Sounds very familiar.
Yeah, I mean, I know it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know it. Okay.
Yeah, I
Dorothy,
think we
you
all
wanna
know it.
sing that?
We all know it.
Ein kamocha va'elohim Adonai ve'ein kema'asecha Malchutecha malchut kol olamim Umemshaltecha b'chol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai melech Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yitain Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom.
Yopi, easy, Yopi, beautiful. You have a lovely voice. And then it goes to Av Harachamim, Father of Mercy. So we'll say it and then maybe somebody would like to sing it. Av Harachamim,
Rachamim,
Heitiva,
Tiva,
Yirtzoncha,
Tirtzocha,
Et Zion.
Et
Yo,
What does Zion mean?
Zion.
Zion,
Yeah,
Israel.
Father of mercies, Heitiva, will do well. Will want to do well for Zion, Sion. Okay, you may have received a little Jewish star, maybe just like a little star as a piece of jewelry. Maybe it was enamel, maybe it was gold, and there were some Hebrew letters in it, very small letters. I had one, and those letters, usually it says Zion, Zion. It was a very popular kind of jewelry. It's like a little like white enamel, a blue background, and if it was white, it was blue letters. And that's what the word was, because people have asked me, what does this mean? It says Zion, Zion. Okay. Tivneh,
Tivneh,
Komot,
Komot,
Yerushalayim,
Yerushalayim,
Ki,
Ki,
Decha,
Decha,
Levad,
Levad,
Bat, Batachnu,
Batach,
Melech,
Melech,
Ram, Venisa,
Denisa,
Adon Olamim.
Adon,
Olamim,
Anybody else want to try it? Parachamim.
I'll do it if nobody else wants to.
Dorothy, you're on.
Okay. Avraham Eitiv Arbetzon Ha'Elion Tivnei Chomot Yerushalayim Tivnei Chomot Yerushalayim Ki v'cha levad batachnu Melech el Ram v'nissa Adon Olami.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, then everybody will stand. Okay, and by Ibn Soa, so this is the ark is open. And those words, and so it was traveled, so the ark traveled, and Moses said, Bin Soa, like Nisiyat Tova means have a good trip. So that's from the root travel. By Ibn Soa, and it traveled, the ark traveled, and Moses said, and everybody has to be up by this point because the word kuma means get up. Kum is get up. Kuma, okay. Vayehi bin Soa,
Ibn Soa,
ha'aron.
Ha'aron,
What does ha'aron mean?
The ark.
Right, so
Ark.
the words ha'aron kodesh means the holy closet. Because aron is ark or closet or cabinet, and kodesh is holy, the holy cabinet. Okay, Vayehi bin Soa ha'aron vayomer Moshe.
Moshe.
Anyone know what vayomer means?
I was gonna ask you.
Okay, and Moses, and it's a
says.
lot in the Torah. And then Moses said, Vayomer Moshe, or Vayidaber Moshe. That's a lot in the Torah readings. Vayomer, because Omer, we used to play a game with the kids in Hebrew school. Shimon Omer, Simon says, Shimon Omer, Yadayim al Harosh, Yadayim al Ketefayim, Yadayim Lamala, Yadayim Lamata. Okay, that's what we used to play with the kids to teach them parts of the body. So Vayehi bin Soa ha'aron, Vayehi bin Soa ha'aron, Vayomer Moshe. Okay, then it's Kuma Adonai, V'yafutzu, Oivecha, V'yanusu, Misanecha, Mipanecha. Uma Adonai v'yafutzu oivecha v'yanusu misanecha mipanecha. Now comes one that you're all familiar with, Kimitzion. Di, 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 da, 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 da. Di, 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 di. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Am I alone?
Okay, you can lead it. Why don't you lead it? We'll follow Dorothy. 1, 2, 3. Take it away. Repeat. Yisrael. Wow. Okay, let's just go back on that. And I want to hear some individual just reading to make sure the reading is good, because you know, there's the old Pledge of Allegiance, and the kid says, and to the flag for Richard Sands. So we have the old for Richard Sands, because it sounds like, right? And some people have probably been singing some of the melodies the way it sounds, and maybe they're not correct. Well, let's make sure. Okay, Elizabeth, will you read the first line, Vayehi ben Soa?
Okay. You're okay, down at the bottom.
Yes,
Vayehi ben Soa ha'aron ve'yi mer Moshe.
Vayomer, there's a dot.
Vayomer Moshe.
Okay, now, the word Moshe is a classic example of the double duty dot. Does anyone know what the double duty dot is? Okay,
Yeah,
now-
it's the O and a shin.
okay, perfect. So the mem has a vowel, and the vowel is the dot. The dot has a sound of O, so you have mo. Now, the shin also has a dot on the right, right? It has a dot on the right because it's a shin. If it had a dot on the left, it would be a sin to have a dot on the left. So some texts, not this one, but some texts will have two little dots. One is the vowel for the mem, the O, and one is the dot for the shin. This particular text used one. That's a double duty dot. That dot functions as part of the letter shin and as the vowel for the mem. Is that clear as mud?
Oh yeah, I see. It almost looks like they had two dots there, but they
It
kind of
does.
fused together. So you
Yeah.
kind
It
of
might be, yeah, it might be. It's very cool.
Yeah.
It is. And actually it
Yeah.
is. I love, okay. So we had there two dots. It depends on the book. You'll have to look in your prayer book.
Yeah.
The prayer book, I have the prayer book in front of me. It's on page 168 and it's kind of the same thing. It's like a mush together two dots.
Okay. All right. Nancy, will you do the second
Oh.
line? Kuma.
Kuma Adonai vaya futsu oevecha vaya nusu misanecha mipanecha.
Right. Mi panecha. Good.
It's hard to read when you're used to singing it. Mipanecha, yeah.
Right. Yeah, when you sing it, Kuma Adonai, and then you can just sing along with the crowd. Francine, will you read Ki Mitzion, that line?
Yon, Tetzei Torah, Udavar Adonai, Mi Yerushalayim.
Very good. And Diane, the last one, Baruch.
Baruch Shenotan Torah Liamo Yisrael B'Kedushatel.
I have a bunch of beginning cantors here. Very nice. So everybody knows Ki Mitzion, Ki Mitzion. Okay. Now, on the next page,
I'm sorry.
any
What does-
questions?
What does tzetze mean? Ki mitzion tzetze Torah. What does
Tzetze.
tzetze mean?
Okay, we'll go out of, you like you had Hotza'at at the beginning, because from Zion will go out the Torah. The Torah will come out of Zion.
Okay.
Learning. And the word Udavar Adonai and the word of God from Jerusalem.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, so the next page, so that's all the preliminaries and all those nice melodies. Now, this is one that we use in our synagogue. Be ana rachetz valish me kadisha yakira ana emar tushbechan Yehei Rava Kadamach Dativ Tachli Bibi Oraita Vitashlim Mishalim Delibi Valiba Dekom Amach Yisrael Letavu Lechayin Ulesha Shalom, amen. Now, just want to point out, this is written in Aramaic.
Oh,
This is Aramaic. That's why the words are not as familiar
mhm.
looking at or hearing. Now, how do you know it's in Aramaic? The Talmud is written in Aramaic. How do you know this is Aramaic? And I'll tell you how. Okay, so it says Kadisha. Okay, Be'ana Rachetz V'lishma Kadisha. Now, Kadisha in modern Hebrew would be written with a hey on the end. When you see an aleph on the end, that's Aramaic. So the words are slightly different. So Belishme, Kadisha, that's and the when we go through the Kaddish Rabbanan in Aramaic. So you have to really know this because these are not sight words that we know. Okay. And that's why it might not be so familiar, but you see the root of Kodesh, but so this is to do something with something holy.
Holy.
Okay, so I'm gonna say the words and say it after me. And if does anyone know this melody? Da 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 da. All right, still part of the Torah service. They're still up
Right.
there on the bima. They're still up there holding the Torahs because the next line will be Shema, and they'll hold the Torah, and you'll cover your eyes. You'll say Shema. You'll be looking at the Torah, okay, and Echad. But when they get to Gadlu, the guys holding the Torahs or the gals will turn with the Torah facing the ark and kind of bend forward because you've been too far, you might drop it. Okay, so it's Be Ana Rachetz.
Rachet.
Velishme Kadisha.
Velishme
Kadisha.
Yakira.
Yakira.
Ana
Anna.
Amar
Amar.
Tushbechan.
Tushbechan.
Yehi
Yehi.
Rava
Rava.
Kadamach.
Kadamach.
The Tiftach Libi
Libi.
the Oraita. The Tashlim Mishalin
Mishalim.
Delibi Liba
Liba.
Dechol Amach Israel
Israel.
Latav Ulachayin Velishlam. Amen. And they're Amen. They go Amen. Okay, so does anyone know that melody? Francine, you want to sing it?
I don't know it well enough to.
Velishme Kadisha. Kadisha Yakira. Ana Emar. Tushbechan.
Yeah.
Be'ana Rachetz. Be'ana Rachetz. Velishme Kadisha. Kadisha Yakira. Ana Amar. Tushbechan. Yehi Rava Kadama.
The Tiftach Libi Oraita. The Tashlim Mishalin Delibi Veliba Dechol Amach Yisrael Letavu L'chayin Velishlam Amen. Okay, now it says we remove the Torah scroll from the ark. Okay, so the designated holders will be up there. They take the Torah out, or if it's two Torahs, because sometimes a maftir, like in Sukkot, is in a second Torah, we remove the Torah or Torah scrolls from the ark, and the leader faces the congregation. The following two lines are recited by the leader, which is usually the cantor, and we then repeat them. So the cantor will say the line first, and then we repeat, then we say it. So when he goes, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, make believe I was the cantor. Now you all repeat, Shema.
Shema
Yisrael,
Yisrael,
Adonai
Adonai Eloheinu,
Eloheinu,
Adonai
Adonai
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonai, Kadosh Shemo.
Then everybody who's on the bima turns around, faces the ark, and we bow at the waist slightly. Gadlu Adonai iti, uneromima shemo yachtav. Okay, that's okay. Gadlu Adonai iti, uneromima shemo yachtav. Now, the person or persons who are carrying the Torahs will come around. Usually, if they're facing the congregation, they go all the way to the right first, and they go around and they come down the middle aisle. When they put the Torahs away in our synagogue, they go down the middle aisle and go around to the further end and then come up to the bima. Okay, so this melody to me sounds like Here Comes the Bride. Lecha Adonai Hagadula v'Hagevura v'Hatiferet v'Hanetzach v'Hahod ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz. Lecha Adonai Hamamlecha v'Hamitnaseh lechol lerosh romim. Adonai Eloheinu, v'hishtachavo, v'hadon rav kadoshu, romimu, Adonai Eloheinu, v'hishtachavo, lechor kodsho, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. And now by that point, putting the Torahs on the shulchan. Shulchan is the table. That's the desk. And they're taking the lectern off to the side. Okay, so now if you have a Gabbai Sheni and a Gabbai Rishon, they'll put the Torah flat on the lectern, on the table. And the Gabbai, one of them will pull the cover off, because one will be at the head of the table and they'll be pulling the cover off and put it on the side. Okay, if there's silver, whatever, they've taken that off while they're holding it before they put it on the table. So they're holding it, then who's Gabbai Sheni will take the crown off, we'll take the rimonim, the silver, and put it on the side. We'll take the breastplate off, we'll take the yad off, and all of that will be put aside unless they have to use the yad to read. So the yad they might leave. Now, before they call anybody up, they're going to take that cover. The cover is now off, but it's going to be on top. They put it on top of, they cover the Torah scroll with the velvet cover, with the cover, or if it's embroidered, whatever. And it stays covered. And while they're calling up the Kohen. So the Kohen, the first aliyah goes to the Kohen. In our synagogue, still goes to a male, not a bat Kohen, not a daughter of a Kohen. The second aliyah will go to a Levi. And the third aliyah will go to Yisrael. I'm a Yisrael, so I could take the third aliyah, but not the others. If there's no Kohen, they'll call a Levi up to take the Kohen aliyah. And then you can call a Yisrael. Okay, so that's the way it works. And men still have that Kohen, no matter how you slice it, they get that first Aliyah. We still don't have the honor unless your synagogue is very progressive. Anybody have a synagogue where they give the first Aliyah, the Kohen Aliyah to, yeah, Janice, they give it to a woman?
Yes, yes,
Is it a Bat Kohen, a daughter of a Kohen? Has to be a
Yes.
Bat Kohen. You have to have father. It's still a male. The father has to be the Kohen, a Bat Kohen. Then, okay, then you're very progressive. Where is your synagogue? Where are you?
I'm in Annapolis.
Oh, Maryland. Okay, so very progressive. All right.
We're
So,
also a small synagogue, so it helps. We have a lot of women who are Bat Kohens.
oh, they must be activists too. They must be outspoken women, not shy, not retiring types. Okay, so this is very nice. Here comes the bride. Da, da. They have some horns. Beep, 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 when you're getting married, and they have horns that play that melody. Okay, so Adonai, I'm always thinking, here comes the bride. And again, there's a lot of symbolism of the Torah as royalty or as the bride. And you know, in Friday night, Lecha Dodi, we talk about the Torah being the bride of the Jewish people. It's marriage. Okay. So now, if you get to the point where you are going to be a Gabbai, the Gabbai Rishon does the calling up for the Aliyahs, and it sounds something like this. V'yazor v'yagein v'yoshia lechol ha'chosim bo v'nomar amen ha'kol havu godel Eloheinu utenu chavod laTorah. Because I've been the Gabbai Rishon. Now, interesting, I left this out. Ya'amod means will stand. Omed means to stand. Ya'amod will stand. The whoever is named here, it's going to be a man because you see Ben. Ya'amod, Moshe ben Abraham Rishon. Okay, so you're going to have let me get rid of this. Oh, this is not leaving me here. Okay, goodbye. I suck at something covering my all right. Then so Ben, you know, that's the son of, and it's going to be a male coming up. And then the second one is if a female comes up first, the grammar changes. It means she will come. Ta'amod, let's say Miriam, Bat, the daughter of, and then her father's name. And then if your synagogue has a mother's name, so it would sound like this. Ta'amod, Miriam, Bat Moshe, Rivka, Rishona, and the grammar Rishona is first, the first Aliyah, and that's feminine. This is not coming off. I don't know why. Okay, whatever. This is not. Okay, so that's how you call them up. And then the person who's calling up says Baruch Shanatan Torah Li'amo Yisrael Bikdushato, and then the congregation says, this is your part, Va'atem Hadvekim Badonai Elohechem Chaim Kolchem Hayom. Does that sound familiar?
No, no.
Okay, well, that's the congregation's part. How about Baruch Shanatan Torah? Does that sound?
Yes,
In the prayer book under the Torah
Yes.
service.
yeah.
Okay. So the Gabbai would say that. So from via Azor, it says leader or Gabbai. They say that those two lines, Hakol, Havu, Godel, and they call up the first Aliyah. Okay, and then they go Baruch Shanatan Torah Li'amo Yisrael Bikdushato, and then now all of you say the Atem, Advekim, Ba'adonai, Elohechem, Kulchem, Hayom. Okay, so whoever the Gabbai is saying it too, congregation and leader, everybody says it with the Gabbai Rishon, that's the person. Gabbai Sheni is called the silent Gabbai. Gabbai Sheni doesn't do any speaking. The Gabbai Rishon does all the calling up of all the Torah readers with their names. But the Gabbai Sheni is up there checking the reader as well as the Gabbai Rishon. So if the Gabbai Rishon doesn't catch a mistake, then the Gabbai Sheni makes the correction. And so they have to be people who know Hebrew pretty well, because if you get a good Torah reader and they read pretty fast, so they've almost memorized it, you need to follow that word by word, and you need to be fast. You need to be able to recognize what the reading is. When I've been Gabbai Rishon, I'll take a couple of hours. I will read through the whole Torah portion and read and translate it. I mean, I'll read the English, I'll read the Hebrew and the English, so I know exactly what it's saying, and if there's any difficult words. And that takes, that'll take me a couple of hours, but I'll do that to prepare to be Gabbai Rishon, to follow the reading, because it could go pretty fast. It gets pretty woolly, and you need to be able to make the correction. Okay, so this is good. And now we get to the third page. And a lot of you said, this, Torah
Wait, I
blessings.
have a question before you move on.
Okay,
What exactly does Yamod and Rishon mean
Okay.
by themselves?
okay. The root Omed, Ayin Mem Dalet. Remember I told you that all
Yeah.
Hebrew words are based on a 3-letter or 4-letter root. Okay, Omed means stand.
Okay.
And Rishon, when you're counting numbers that are ordinal numbers, putting things in order, Rishon, Sheni, Shlishi, Revi'i. Now the word Aliyah is feminine. So when you say Yamod, whoever Ben, then the father and mother, Ben Moshe, Tzipporah, Rishon, or in our synagogue we'll say La'aliyah harishona, La'aliyah hashniya, La'aliyah hashlishit, harivi'it, hachamishit,
Oh,
hashishit. Well, we use the feminine adjective because we say aliyah to the first aliyah, to the second aliyah. So we're announcing which aliyah we're up to. That should wake up anybody who was given a card that says you have the fourth aliyah. You have to listen when they say la aliyah hashlishit, oh my God, chat shtayim shalosh. They said 3, I'm the next one. So stop sleeping and get ready to get up there.
okay.
Okay, so that's just the way we do it. So we have learned the feminine numbers, and they're adjectives. They function because in Hebrew you have feminine and masculine numbers. Okay,
Excuse me, do they
Yes.
do that because the Torah is actually a feminine word?
no, aliyah is a feminine word.
Oh, okay.
Okay, some people say aliyah, but when you go to Israel, you make aliyah. So
Right.
la aliyah harishona. They don't say la aliyah harishona because aliyah, that's Americanized. But aliyah is the real word. La aliyah harishona, la aliyah hashniya, aliyah shlishit, and so forth. Okay, all good questions, always good questions. Now, so did you study this last year, the Torah blessings in the basic, or you just know it? A lot of you are just natural. You just know this from
Just,
attending
yeah.
services. You're just good.
Service.
Right.
Okay. So the way it starts is the one who gets up for the Aliyah says, Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach. And then they're quiet for a moment and the congregation responds. So Baruch Hu, it means bless. Baruch Hu et Adonai, bless God. Hamvorach means who is to be blessed, the one to be blessed. Bless God, Baruch Hu. And that's in the plural. So everybody, Baruch Hu, you all bless. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach, the one to be blessed. And then the congregation says, so that was a person who was having the aliyah. Okay, that's you. If you're up there, you say, Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach. Now, there's usually a cheat sheet. We have a big laminated card, but I want to tell you something. When I look at that, it's harder, I think, to read the blessings phonetically, the way it's written out in transliteration, than to read the Hebrew, because you're not used to reading that. The way the transliteration is, that would be Hebrew to English transliterated in English letters. I find any kind of transliteration more difficult to follow than the actual Hebrew. So you're up there and you go Baruch Hu et Adonai. So Baruch Hu is a command. Bless. You're telling a congregation, bless God, the one to be blessed. And then the congregation responds. You just gave them the command, Baruch Hu, bless. So everybody in the congregation responds. And they go, Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Va'ed, which means bless God, the one to be blessed, Leolam Va'ed, forever and ever. So it's like a call and response. The one who has the Aliyah starts off, gives the command, bless God, and everybody does that, bless God. And then says congregant repeats the above, okay? Then the congregant, the one who has Elias, repeats that line, Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Va'ed, and then they do the rest of the blessing. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. I just want to tell you something that you can't see my face now because I'm being blocked by this ridiculous, I can't get rid of it, this thing.
Oh, we can see you.
We can see you.
The line that goes like this, straight up and down, it's called a meteg. And that is an accent. So when you see that line on the word Eloheinu, Eloheinu has 4 syllables. But when you go Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech, it's not Melech, because that meteg, the stress mark, is under meh. Melech Ha'olam Asher Bachar Banu. You have a lot of those stress marks. Mikol Ha'amim, and that word is Mikol. You see that funny looking kamatz? It looks funny here, like it's sort of in italics. That because it's Mikol. You don't. It's not Mikal. So Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. That's where the stress is. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. So Baruch Atah Adonai, blessed are you, God, Eloheinu, our Lord, Melech HaOlam, you should know a lot of these words, King of the universe, Asher, who, Bachar, chose, Banu, us, Mikol, from all, Ha'amim, the nations, V'natan, and gave, Lanu, us, Et, you don't translate, Torato, is Torah, it's in the masculine. Baruch Atah Adonai, blessed are you, God, Notain, who gives the Torah. Okay, so it's all nice words. It's a blessing. We're blessing God. Like it's a thank you. You chose us. You gave us the Torah. When we were standing at Mount Sinai, you chose us. Could have been someone, but you chose us. Then after the reading,
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's notain, not noten.
Notain.
So it's an A sound.
Natan.
Notain.
Notain HaTorah.
In the second
Okay.
line, it's Natan. The Natan line, and gave
Natan.
us. And the third line says,
Lanu.
gives us. It's more fluid. Who gives us? Who's giving us? Because Torah, it's something that you keep getting, you keep learning. This Torah you can spend your whole life learning. And these great rabbis with the long beards you see in Israel, they spend from the time they get 3 years old and they start studying. They stay in yeshiva, they study Torah, they study the commentaries, the Talmud, and all the commentaries. So it is an ongoing thing. So blessed are you, Lord, who gives us Torah. Okay, I belong to a group, it's a Torah study group. We meet in different houses. When it was COVID, we met online once a month. We pick either the Torah portion that just passed, and this next one is going to be in my house, and we'll be doing Lech Lecha. We pick which one we want, the Torah portion that passed or the one coming up. And the leader prepares questions. I'll send out questions. We're 10, we're 5 couples. I'll send out questions to my friends to think about. I call them points to ponder. And sometimes I'll look up some sources, other commentaries. And I have a book that has jokes, Torah jokes about each parsha. And so we'll be prepared and we'll have a little snack. And then we really sit down and we do some serious study. So that we do once a month. And you can do that with your friends. You can get a group together in your house if you're serious and you want to study. It is very interesting because people will have all kinds of different takes. So lechacha, go forth. So it's like anyone who is taking on a new enterprise, go forth, lechacha, go forth from your comfort spot, from your comfort zone, and do something new. Well, I joined the Y, and my doctor said to me, keep moving. So on Sunday morning, I do a Zumba class, and it's like salsa. And on Wednesday morning, I go to the Y. It has a pool, and I take aquatic aerobics. And I've not done that before. So that's not, the first couple of weeks, I didn't know the moves. I'm still not 100% sure of either one of the classes, but I'm learning it. I'm learning the moves of the salsa moves of the teacher. So it's a new spot for me. It's a new place. Go forth. Go forth and do something new. And it gives you like the okay and the courage. Tells you, go forth. So lechi, so Debbie Friedman has a song, lechi lach. She makes it feminine for a woman instead of lech lecha, lechi lach. Lechi is go forth. That's for female. If you've never heard lechi lach by Debbie Friedman, maybe I'll play it next week. I have a cassette with it, and I'll put it in my old cassette player. But she has beautiful songs, and she's taken a lot from the Torah. Okay, so we have the blessings, and you see here the translation. So I would like to have a simulation here. We have enough time. Oops. Yeah, we can still do it. We can do a one person. Who knows the blessings really well? We can start with Baruch Hu. We'll do the congregation, and I want to hear before and after. Let's just do one thing. Who's good? Who knows this?
Good, but I know them. So
Diane, you know it? And
I
Nancy,
know
you
it. I know it. I had to do it Rosh Hashanah the first day.
Oh,
Go
you
for
got a
it,
nice
Diane.
honor. Okay, Diane. Okay, so you're going to say the first line, and we'll be the congregation. Go,
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach.
everybody.
Baruch Adonai
Adonai,
HaBarak
Baruch
Ha'olam.
I repeat that, right?
You do.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam Asher Bachar Banu Michol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. Now do the one after. Excellent.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet. V'chayei olam nutan b'tukenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. Nice job. Okay, I hope everybody can do it as well as Diane, and I'm sure there's a couple of you can also do it as well. And if you have been afraid to get an aliyah, don't be. L'chilach, go forth in some new enterprise and take an aliyah, and don't be afraid because it's a really nice honor. So if it's your birthday or your anniversary, or you just want an aliyah, you can go to whoever the Gabbai is, Gabbai Rishon, and you can say, I'd like an aliyah today because I'm studying Hebrew and I think I can do a good job. And do it. Dorothy.
I'm going to have an aliyah on Tuesday because I'm the bride.
You're the bride. Are you doing a Haftorah?
No,
Just
no,
being honored.
just being honored,
Are
yeah.
they gonna march you in with the canopy?
I don't know, I'm with the rabbi, so I'm not sure.
Why are you being honored? It
By
must,
Hatan.
why are you being honored?
Why am I being honored?
Why?
Yeah, I'm president of the Sisterhood for like the 5th year.
Okay, all right, stop right there. I know how much work that is. I was president too for a couple of rounds. Oh, Yasha Koach.
Thank you.
Yasher
Yeah,
Koach.
Shakoa.
Yasher Koach.
So Yasher means may it may be enriched, may grow your strength. Yasher Koach.
Thank you.
Okay,
Tודה rabah.
right. So, all right, so next week we're gonna.
How do you say to a woman? Because it's, the woman isn't Yasher Koach, it's something else, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Maybe it's Tasher, but we always say Yasher Koach. We don't
Okay.
change.
Yeah,
it.
So,
they're the
But
same
when they
thing.
say, that was funny, if you do something well and they say, you know, Baruch, Baruch Tiye. So, but for feminine, it would be Bracha Tihi, and it sounds very funny to me. Tihi, Bracha Tihi, but they always say Baruch Tiye. Whenever you do something, you know, have a good reading, or you chanted something like Baruch Tiye. But it really Baruch Tiye, but nobody says that. That's the feminine form of it grammatically. All right, so now I expect you all to go to shul on Simchat Torah and dance with the Torahs. Torah. Come on, you get it up. Diane?
Oh, did you go over the Brachot HaShachar today?
I
Did I miss
didn't,
it?
I started with the Torah service because I wanted to make sure that I got through everything because there was a lot here. And I really think it's important that you all know how to do the cake and aliyah and how to